Welcome to the Fantasy Football Bandwagon. And now your hosts, Nolan and Brayden.
Yeehaw! Jump on the bandwagon.
Jump on it.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Bandwagon Podcast. This is episode 14, Brayden, and it's finally nice to see you. It's nice to see you, Brayden.
Nice to see you too.
I haven't seen you
Yep.
in video in a long time. It's been a while, even though we recorded a special episode yesterday, but we'll get to that one.
Nice to see
Nolan.
you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice of you to see us.
That's the most important part.
Nice of you to see us. If you're just listening to this and are like, what the hell are these guys talking about? We are trying to do video now. It's not the best quality video, but we are working on it.
It is 100% quality.
It's 100%
Good quality.
video. It's 100% video.
Yeah, there
That's
you
for
go.
sure. So yeah, go check us out on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel as well, the Fantasy Football Bandwagon. I bet you couldn't guess that. We're going to start trying to do these podcasts on video, so you can, if you're just on your computer at work or something, and you have YouTube on in the background, just click us and listen to us ramble about all the crap that we're about to tell you.
And we want you guys to relate to us. And the only
Yeah.
way you can really relate is to look in our eyes. Look deep in our eyes.
We
you
both
know?
we both have blue eyes. If we had better camera, then you might be able to tell that. But yeah, we both lean forward very awkwardly at the same time.
I don't know if that
That
helps.
was strange. This is episode 14. This is our first episode, our last first episode before football actually starts.
This is our first
Football.
it's our football episode.
It is Wednesday. First football game is tomorrow, probably today when you guys are listening to this.
Yep.
The Chiefs play the Texans. Kansas City Chiefs play the Houstonian Texans.
Here we go.
Okay. It's here. Football is here. Two of the best young quarterbacks in the game face off tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
I'm excited,
Are
man.
you excited?
I'm pumped.
I'm
pumped.
excited.
I've been waiting for football for how long has it been? 7 months? 8 months?
It's been a while. The
Feels
hardest
like an eternity.
The hardest part about watching football for me is spending 3 hours messing with my lineups before I have to go watch football. 'Cause
Yeah.
I am in like 8 leagues, and it's a lot of lineups to remember and go through.
Yep.
But we're gonna help you guys out today and tell you what you need to do with your lineups this week. Okay, that's what we're gonna do every week is help you go through your lineups, answer your questions. We got a question today. So we'll get to it here in a minute. Don't remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and stuff.
You should do the opposite of that.
You should definitely remember to do that. Go follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on Instagram at FFBandwagon. FF for Fantasy Football Bandwagon. Okay, can't miss us. We got our logo up there. We got a fancy real life logo. It's cool.
Is it real life?
It's real life. Go follow us on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook page, the Fantasy Football Bandwagon. We post a lot of stuff on there. We get a lot of. I'm a Facebook guy. I use Facebook more than anything else. I'm not a big Instagram guy. I'm not gonna lie, but I like the Facebook.
Yep.
I like
the
MySpace,
Facebook.
but nobody. That was cool. Why did we ever stop using MySpace? Why did we go from like coding our own pages to like Facebook? I don't understand.
Hashtag bring back MySpace.
Yeah, bring back MySpace. We are now on Apple Podcasts. I know all you
Apple goers.
smart iPhone listeners use Apple Podcasts. So if you let your life be controlled like that, then you can go on Apple Podcasts and listen to us there as well. What else you got before we jump into this?
Really? We're gonna be going over some notes. Got a question, like he said, and we're gonna be giving you some starts, some sits, and then going over weekly matchups.
Yeah, let's get to I got my old school notepad here. Let's get to some kind of news. It's the last week. Everybody's kind of going through their final practices here. There's some injuries, some injury concerns, some guys not injured anymore. DeAndre Hopkins has been sitting out because he's been injured and also wanting a new contract. He finally got signed to a 2-year extension, I believe is what it was. And we don't have to worry about him anymore. We don't have to worry about him sitting out because he wants a new contract. So you're good to go on D-Hop there. I think he's still kind of questionable, but I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about.
You're playing D-Hop.
Yeah. Kenyon Drake is no longer in a walking boot. I know we always start off with Cardinals. That's probably my bad. I'm sorry. Kenyon Drake's no longer in a walking boot. You don't have to worry about him. He's good to go against the 49ers. Sean McVay, coach of the Los Angeles Rams, came out and said that they're going to go with a 3 running back committee. So if you were like, oh yeah, Cam Akers is getting all the work week 1, you are wrong, sir.
Yeah, you should have definitely listened to us before this, because we all but told you that they were going to go with a committee, and Cam Akers may take it over towards the end of the season, but it's not going to be a right out of the gate thing.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get to that when we're going to talk about the game matchups. We'll get to that too when we kind of get down to the Rams. Brandon Cooks is actually one of the bigger injury concerns here.
So upset.
He's questionable for the game. He plays on Thursday.
Yeah.
He is questionable for the game. So if you have Brandon Cooks and you drafted him to be one of your starters, you may be in trouble. I hope you didn't draft Brandon Cooks to be one of your starters, because you could have got Brandon Cooks late this year and he could be your wide receiver 3 or 4.
I'm the Brandon Cooks goer. I feel like you need to kind of steer away and see what happens. You're playing him in your flex. Hopefully you can find another flex option, but with the game being on Thursday, that puts you in a tight position, and you're going to have to make a decision. And I think my decision is going to be he's going to sit on my bench.
Yeah, if you can afford to not play Brandon Cooks tomorrow, then I think I would do it. Especially week 1, you don't want to get off to a bad start if you can help it. You should have a mostly healthy team. So play one of your guys that's mostly healthy.
If you do have to play him, you need to monitor up until game time.
Yes.
If you plan on playing him, monitor, because as soon as he goes out, you want to give yourself time to swap him out with somebody else.
Well, and that brings us to another big injury concern, Mike Evans, Tampa Bay wide receiver, who has 1,000 yards in every season he's played in, I believe. These are the worst. This is the worst.
It's the worst.
The worst phrase you can hear in fantasy football is Mike Evans will be a game time decision. How does it make you feel, Brayden?
That makes me gut wrenched.
Mike Evans is dealing with a hamstring injury, and when you hear he will be a game time decision, and you have him in your lineup, you can't forget to check until your game's locked. You can't move players once their games start. But there's a certain time period, maybe it's like 30 minutes before the game starts, you have to check. If you don't know if he's starting 30 minutes before that game, you're either going to take a big fat 0 or you better move him out of there.
Yeah, you really need to monitor it. You drafted Mike Evans with high draft capital.
Yeah, you drafted him to be your starter.
Yeah, you're monitoring it, and you need to be flexible to switch him out.
You need to go follow Mike Evans on Twitter. You need to go follow Bruce Arians on Twitter. You better find out every inch of information on Mike Evans you can when you hear game time decision. Yeah. Because when I hear that, if I don't get a positive update the morning of, then I'm taking him out of my lineup. Even if he plays, so is he still being bothered by the injury?
Yeah, so that'll bring up a good note for us. Even if you have that much of a concern over somebody, you need to not put them in your starting lineup, and you can always switch them back if they play.
Yeah, if they play.
But you can't undo a 0.
Exactly. So, but whenever I hear that and it's up to being a game time decision, it makes me think, hey, even if he plays, is he still going to be bothered by his injury? Is he going to be at 100%? Can I play somebody who's going to be at 100% and, be guaranteed some points over somebody who, flip a coin. Is he going to play or not? Even if he plays, he's not going to be 100%.
Yeah.
So that's something to watch. We will keep you guys updated on that if we can. Dave Montgomery, we talked about him the other day, Bears running back. He went down with a groin injury and was supposed to be out a few weeks, I believe. I think we talked about 3 or 4 weeks, something like that.
I think it was 4.
He has a chance to play. I think he was back at practice. I don't think he was a full participant in practice. But he has a shot to play. That's also something to monitor.
For me, David Montgomery, I'm not trusting it. I feel like it's a little too soon. Even if he plays, they're going to monitor his snaps. He's not playing 100%.
Exactly. I kind of feel the same way. Dave Montgomery, he will be a fantasy asset for you this year. and you probably got him a few rounds later because of his injury. I'm okay with waiting after week 1 to play David Montgomery. If I can afford it, you should be able to afford it. Put him in your flex spot, switch him out. You can put a wide receiver there. You should be okay with waiting to play David Montgomery, in my opinion.
100%.
So we got a question off of Facebook.
Instagram.
Who was our question from? Do you know?
I don't have it right in front of me.
Well, you find that, and then we'll come back to it because we got to give a shout out to the question.
Okay.
Essentially, our deal. It's week 1, 2020. All the things that we base fantasy football off of are stats from last season, and last season essentially means nothing.
Yeah.
It's a new season, a new day. I mean, week 1 last year, week one is the craziest week in football. Not just fantasy football, in regular football, because nobody knows what's going to happen.
Don't overreact to week 1.
It's insane. Yes. Do not overreact to week 1. When week 1 happens, we're going to give you guys some waiver pickups. We're going to tell you, sorry. I had a mouth fart there, not a brain fart. But don't overreact. And
mouth farts are never good.
Essentially, you're right. No farts are any good, really. Don't keep it in though. Start your studs is kind of the motto for week 1.
That's a confusing. You're giving some confusing advice there.
Oh boy, no, I said start your studs in week 1. That's not confusing.
I was talking about the fart advice.
Okay, yeah, we're not talking about that anymore. Start your studs week 1. That's what you drafted them for.
Yeah.
The first. It fills in your spots for you as you draft online and all that.
Unless they may not play, like we talked about with
unless
Mike
they
Evans.
have a decision. But you don't draft Kenyon Drake and then be like, oh, he's playing the 49ers. I'm not starting him.
You're not doing that.
Very rarely. There's a few matchup kind of base things that I'll talk. We'll get to some our starts of the week and sits of the week, kind of stuff like that. There's a few scenarios where you may grab a different guy because he's got a complete better matchup that is going to score well. Let's say it like that. So did you figure out who sent us that question?
So Fantasy Football Enthusiast sent us the question. And the question is Sterling Shepard or Deshaun Jackson?
So we are assuming he's talking about your flex spot. Because if either one of those guys are your wide receiver 1 or your wide receiver 2, then you probably don't have a very good team.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like it's a good question, decent question. The Giants are Sterling Shepard plays for the Giants. Deshaun Jackson plays for the Eagles. Sterling Shepard and the Giants are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a very good defense. Deshaun Jackson is playing the Washington football team. That'll be maybe an okay defense this year, but it's not that great. What's your answer to the question, Brayden? I already know your answer to the question.
I'm playing Deshaun Jackson.
I am also playing Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
And we've discussed Deshaun Jackson on this show quite a bit, actually. Yep. Brayden's a big Deshaun Jackson guy. I'm not. But I do understand that Deshaun Jackson never has more value than week 1.
It's true, man.
He's healthy. He's on a team that he's played for before. He's ready to go. He wants to prove himself. He didn't have a good year last year. Deshaun Jackson, if you have him on your team and you have a question like this, my flex spot, who do I start? You start Deshaun Jackson week 1 in your flex spot because he has the potential. And there's not very many healthy Eagles wide receivers right now. I think Deshaun Jackson is the only one healthy.
And that goes to the point. Like if he's going to have a week, it's going to be this week.
Exactly.
It's going to be this week. So,
I believe he did last year as well.
And I think really what makes it closer, and we kind of unanimously said Deshaun. It did come out, and we kind of skipped it. Darius Slayton got injured, so
He's been dealing with an injury.
Yeah, he's questionable for week 1, and so with that being said, it does make it a little tougher.
I just feel, I still don't feel like it does. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense they're going to be good this year. Sterling Shepard has a younger quarterback coming in on an offense that, they got a new head coach there, a new offensive coordinator. those are just too many more questions than Deshaun Jackson. What are Deshaun Jackson's questions? He doesn't really have any for week 1.
Is he going to get hurt?
Is he going to get hurt? But right now,
But
he's
you don't
not.
count on that. So
right now, he's not. He doesn't really have as many questions. Deshaun Jackson has the big play. Deshaun Jackson has Tyreek Hill like play ability.
Yep, agreed.
So Deshaun Jackson is your start right there in your flex spot.
All right. We wanted to go over some quick weekly notes. Do not start your Thursday games in your flex.
Yeah, and these are kind of tips if you're newer to fantasy. I know I'm playing with a few guys that are newer to fantasy this year. If like Brayden said, don't start your Thursday game players in your flex. I can't talk. I'm so
You're
bad
having
at
a rough
this.
one, but it's
I
fine.
wanted to do a podcast. I don't even know how to talk. And what that essentially means is we were talking Thursday night game this week or Monday games. You don't start your Monday or your Thursday. You're kind of outliers. Most games are on Sunday. You don't start your outlier games in your flex spot because if something happens to one of your main positions and you don't have another wide receiver and your wide receiver 2 goes out, you can't put a running back in that spot.
Yeah, you're handcuffing yourself.
Yeah,
so
you're only hurting yourself. So if you're for sure going to play a guy that plays on Thursday, the Chiefs and the Texans, if you have Will Fuller and you want to play Will Fuller, don't start him in your flex spot. Move him up to your wide receiver spot. It's not a ranking. You don't have to play your 2 best wide receivers in your 2 wide receiver spots. You can interchange them. Put Will Fuller up there and put Cooper Kupp in your flex spot. It's fine. He still gets the same amount of points in the flex spot. It just lets you be able to change your roster a little bit if something were to happen to one of those players.
it's called a flex for a reason.
Yes, and Will Fuller's, once he plays, he's stuck there anyways. You can't change him. If something were to happen, he's stuck in your flex spot. You can't fix it.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of a note to know for fantasy football. Monday or Thursday games, because they both will be sitting there and not let you adjust your roster very well. Brayden's got another note for you guys.
All right, so this note is: do not trust the strength of schedule that your platform gives to you, like by position. So you get that little thing where it says, okay, Deshaun Jackson is playing
Tampa Bay. I don't know.
Say Tampa Bay, and he's got a good matchup because it's Tampa Bay, all right, because it says green, or he's playing the Ravens and it says red. There are a few defenses that you can go off of that and actually like make it useful. It's the start of the season. Every season's a brand new season. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, week 1, those are not the best indicator for week 1.
Do not sit somebody because that thing says, oh, they have a bad matchup, because nobody really knows.
Yeah, exactly. You want to base matchups on more of player-based. We'll talk about Amari Cooper here in a little bit, somebody that I have some tidbits on. But and what just kind of go in more about what Brayden's talking about. If you look at your players on your roster, you go on Yahoo or whatever, it's a versus Tampa Bay, and it'll be green and say 32nd or something like that.
I talked about that.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You talked about it, but that's what we're talking about, is where it's green. It's a 32, which means they were the 32nd worst defense against wide receivers.
Yep.
So later on in the season, those things can kind of help you out.
I would say give it five weeks.
Yes. After week 1, if Deshaun Jackson goes off against the Washington football team and scores 50 points and he's the number 1 scoring wide receiver, and next week, whoever plays Washington, it's going to be green. It's going to say Washington 32nd, which means the wide receiver, they gave up the most points to wide receivers. Yeah. So those things can be useful later on in the season, but you have to kind of –
they're deceiving at first.
Yes, they're deceiving at first. Exactly. All right, Brayden. We got some guys that are – we wrote starts of the week. I want to work on a name for that, but we'll figure that out. But these are our I want to call it sneaky starts. These are the guys that I'm starting. If I have them, and they're not all big name guys.
Nope.
You start your studs, like I said, but these are some sneaky guys that I think if you have questions about them, or you have questions about one of your starters,
or
then
you're tilting a little bit.
Yeah, you're tilting a little bit. You throw your guys in there. throw these guys in there. I think they're going to have good games. My first guy, what I came up with today, I think the Steelers are going to blow out the Giants, and I did this today. I have Cam Newton in one of my leagues. Okay, he's playing the Dolphins.
Mhm.
That's fine. We don't really know how Patriots are going to look yet. We don't know how they're going to look yet. Big Ben is healthier than he's ever been in a while. Got elbow surgery, slinging the ball around. Steelers got something to prove this year. Their defense is going to be good. Big Ben's coming back, something to prove. Giants defense, not very good. So instead of banking on Cam to kind of see what he does, you know what? I think we all kind of know Big Ben is going to show up on Sunday and be like, oh, dude, I haven't played football in half a year. I'm slinging it. So I went and picked up Big Ben off the waiver in that league, and I'm starting him over Cam Newton. I know I said draft your studs, but I'm starting Big Ben over Cam Newton because it's one of those situational matchup based matchups where I think Big Ben's just gonna have a great game, and it's not even gonna be a question. I don't have to wonder or worry about Cam Newton, even though the Dolphins aren't that great either. But I just feel like it's a better deal with Big Ben. That's my sneaky start right there. Go pick him up off the waiver. If you have a question at quarterback, if you have somebody like Baker Mayfield who's playing the Ravens.
Yeah, one thing I will say about Big Ben is he has had a noticeable difference, like splits, if you would, from home games to away games.
But he got over that the last year he started.
So
they didn't have that issue.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that, but he's been in the league for how long? So that's the only thing I'm kind of wary about it. But yeah, I mean, I like the pick. So it could end up working out.
Yeah, and I mean, I like it. Like I said, if you have a question about somebody, like you have Baker Mayfield against the Ravens, and you're like, I mean, Baker's my guy all year, but this isn't a good matchup. Go pick up Big Ben off the waiver and start him. I don't think you have to worry about him this week.
All right, who's your second one?
Okay, my other one it's a Thursday night player. It's David Johnson against the Kansas City Chiefs.
I feel like it's a bad word.
Chives? It's
like
like chives.
Like you're getting close to a bad word.
Like on your taters. You put chives on your taters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. I don't know what they're for. They're just like little green leafy things.
Yeah, where do they even come from?
I don't know. Kansas City Chiefs. It's in Kansas City. Super Bowl champions always open the season at home, or they usually do. The Ravens kind of got screwed out of that one year. But I like David Johnson. I think he's also got a chip on his shoulder. He was a stud running back, came into a new coach, got a little hurt, and essentially got kicked out of town and got traded. He will always be known as the guy who got traded for DeAndre Hopkins.
Always.
And nobody will ever think it was a fair deal.
Unless he balls out this year.
Because it wasn't. I don't think it will ever be a fair deal. But David Johnson, he's coming in with probably the biggest chip on his shoulder. Can you name anybody else in the league that thinks they got more to prove than him? So not only that, I mean, he's a good running back. He's coming in healthy. We haven't heard anything about him nursing any injuries or anything. And this team lost DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I mean? That's a lot of targets gone.
Yeah.
That's a lot of targets gone. They also lost I can't even think of his name. Never mind. I don't know who I was talking about. But yeah, there's targets to go around here. Brandon Cooks might not be good to go, like we talked about. So there's gonna be a lot of pass catching in this game because the Chiefs are gonna get up. They're gonna score a lot. Deshaun Watson, they're not gonna be able to run the ball for most of the game.
Over under 5 receptions for David Johnson.
I say over. I say David Johnson goes over 5 receptions on Thursday.
I think he goes over too.
So especially if you're in a PPR league right there, I think David Johnson's a sneaky good start this week. And you probably drafted him as a starter. He was one of the kind of mid-echelon starting running backs.
But just a little extra boost for
you.
if
you had questions about it, I feel comfortable starting David Johnson. Who you got, Brayden? What's your 2 sneaky starts?
All right. So we talked about him a little earlier. Deshaun Jackson is my first one.
Deshaun Watson?
No, that would be Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson.
With the Philadelphia E-Girls.
E-Girls.
As I call them.
Yeah. We don't talk about them.
Yeah, notice.
Yeah. Tell me why he's your sneaky start.
So
I mean, we did a little bit, like you said.
Yeah, so Washington's defense is terrible. they don't really have much on that side of the ball or on the other side of the ball. But that's really in their defense is terrible, accompanied with the fact that Wentz has nobody else to pass to. All right, Deshaun Jackson could open up with 3 touchdowns this week and 150 yards.
It's true.
He's one of those players. He can do it.
We mentioned if he's gonna do it, now's the week to do it.
So I'm every single league that I have him in, I'm putting him in my flex, and I'm putting him in my flex over some pretty viable names. So don't be afraid to start him. I know he's sitting on your bench.
Don't be afraid to start him this week, because later on in the season you will be afraid to start him.
This is a specific week 1. All right.
You're right.
So.
You're right. Okay. All right. Who's your? We talked about him already. Who's your other guy you're starting this week?
All right. So my second guy, and we haven't really talked about him very much.
Not much since we kind of went through divisions. I like this player coming into this year.
So my second start of the week is Raheem Mostert.
Mr.
They
are playing the Cardinals.
Yes.
At San Francisco.
The Cardinals running attack run defense last year was atrocious. Okay. I don't expect they didn't do anything that makes me think that it's going to be just exponentially better. And accompany that with the fact that the 49ers are, if not the best, the second best rushing team in the league. I think Roastert. That's exactly what he's gonna do.
Colonel Mostert.
Roastert is gonna roast him.
He's gonna roast him. Hey, that's it. I like that. He might be one of those guys you didn't like, David Johnson. You probably got him after David Johnson.
Yeah, you should.
He might not be one of those studs that you drafted, but I also feel pretty confident in starting Mostert this week.
If you have Roastert, put him in your Put him in your lineup. All right.
Now,
I promise you won't regret it.
We each have a couple guys that we have some questions on. Well, I have essentially one guy I'm not starting, and then I have another guy I got some questions on. I'm still thinking about it. It kind of depends for me. But I have some questions about Amari Cooper this week. Amari Cooper's been nursing an injury. Today, Wednesday, is the first day he was a full participant in practice in quite a while, which means he's been doing individual drills. I think it's a hamstring issue. And guess who he's playing against? The Los Angeles Rams. Guess who the best corner in the league is?
Jalen Ramsey.
Who plays for the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep.
Guess who's going to be following Amari Cooper all over the field? Probably Jalen Ramsey. So, that being said, you drafted Amari Cooper as one of your studs. It's really hard for me because if you don't have anybody to play over Amari Cooper, don't go play one of your scrub third-string wide receivers over Amari Cooper.
I got you. Are you playing Amari Cooper or Deshaun Jackson? If Deshaun Jackson's on your roster, are you playing Amari or Deshaun?
I'm probably playing Amari. I am. I'm probably playing Amari Cooper at that point. I'm not as big a Deshaun guy as you.
It's just the fact. Okay,
it's a good question for me.
It makes it hard because Amari is not healthy.
He's not fully healthy, yes, but he has just as much big play ability as Deshaun Jackson does. And I mean, I don't know. The matchup there is hard for me. I'm probably going to end up playing Amari in all the leagues I have him because, like we talked about, it's week 1.
Yeah,
you can't base everything off last year, but I'm also basing it off a slight injury history that he has.
If you have the option, that's all he's saying.
If you have somebody, I was going to use Brandon Cooks, but he's hurt too. I was going to use somebody, if you went deep on wide receiver and you got Amari.
Will Fuller.
Huh?
If you have Will Fuller.
See, I might play Will Fuller over Amari Cooper. I might do something like that. Will Fuller's healthy as of right now.
Yeah.
And he's not playing against Jalen Ramsey, so that's something I might think about. I am not, who I'm not starting at all this week in any of my leagues. I don't even think I drafted these guys, but
me neither.
Leonard
Leonard
Fournette or Ronald Jones or any of the Tampa Bay running backs. I'm not starting any of those guys this week.
Starter here.
Insert Buccaneers running back here. I'm not starting any of these guys. We have no idea what it's going to look like on Sunday. We have no idea who's getting the ball first. It's just they brought in Leonard Fournette late, said Ronald Jones was the guy. Then he says Fournette's going to play snaps and be significant, and they got Shady McCoy there.
That'll give you a headache. That's the kind of Patriots garbage that is happening right now.
I think this backfield will be usable later on, but for week one, you're not banking on any of these guys week one. And if you have to, then you need to go pick up somebody else because that might not be good. Yeah. Go see if you can get Phillip Lindsay, who you know is going to get touches. He may share time, but you know what's going to happen there.
Yep. I completely agree. My first sit of the week is going to be Mr. Le'Veon Bell. We have talked about Le'Veon Bell fairly extensively before, and we both liked him.
We were both pretty high on Le'Veon early on.
But in the last couple weeks, Gase has been doing what Gase does and brings in Frank Gore and says Frank Gore is going to get touches. Yeah. And he will give Frank Gore touches. I'm not saying I don't think Le'Veon will not get touches. Le'Veon will get his touches.
Yes.
Okay. I want to make that very clear right now. Le'Veon will 100% get his touches.
And he's also playing a stout defense in the Buffalo
The problem
Bills.
is you're going through this questioning while he's playing the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, exactly.
And their defense is good.
I'm starting Le'Veon. I have him in our big money league, like we talked about in our special episode. He's my RB1 in that league. Am I happy about it? No, but I've been questioning it. But it comes back to start your studs. I don't have another running back with a super awesome matchup that I can start over Le'Veon Bell. He's still Le'Veon Bell. He still has his playmaking ability. You just have to trust him week one and hope he produces. Over under five catches for Le'Veon Bell.
5 catches. I think he hits the over on 5 catches where I think 15 rushes. If he gets 15, what's the over under on 15?
I think that's under.
See, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the situation.
He's definitely a better play in a PPR league. But I hope and pray that Le'Veon Bell has a good week this week because I need him.
Yeah.
I need him. But I want to tell you what my note says. So I wrote, I had questions about Amari. I wrote, I'm worried about Amari versus Jalen. And then I wrote, I'm worried about Le'Veon versus Adam Gase. So that should tell you all you need to know about the Jets and Adam Gase there. Something else.
And we're not – I'm not saying sit Le'Veon because of the Bills' defense. It's accompanying both of those things. Okay?
It's a lot of questions.
Putting them together does not equal good.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if you do start Le'Veon and he comes out and he puts up 6 points.
Are you starting Le'Veon or Mark Ingram? Mark Ingram plays the Browns.
I'm probably playing Mark Ingram.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
I'm honestly I'm probably playing Mark Ingram.
You know Mark Ingram's role. Le'Veon, for whatever reason this offseason, I think we lost more connection about what his role actually is.
I will be more convincing with that answer. I am 100% playing Mark Ingram.
Okay.
Right.
I feel you. Tell me your last guy you're not starting this week.
Okay. This one hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah, this has been your guy.
It's been my guy. All right.
I think it's a smart play though, right here, Brayden.
You have to know, even though he's my guy, I'm being flexible with all of my decision making. Okay, just because I like AJ Green and I think he's gonna have a great season, I do, if he stays healthy. But you're not. He's already working through some injury issues. He's gonna play. I'm pretty confident that he's gonna play. But he's playing the Chargers defense.
He's got a rookie quarterback.
Okay.
He hasn't been a full team participant. I'm with you there. It's just there's a lot of questions with the Bengals and with AJ Green. He will probably produce for you this season. You shouldn't have drafted him to be a starter, so I probably wouldn't play him either. I'm not playing AJ Green.
I'm not flexing him.
Yeah, I'm not playing AJ Green.
Forget a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. I'm not flexing AJ Green. I took him out of all my lineups.
Yeah. I think it's a smart move right there. I like it. So let's go ahead and get into our game previews. This is something we're gonna do every week. Go through who's playing who we like in these matchups. not spend a lot of time on each matchup, but hey, I'm playing this guy's here. I'm probably waiting on these guys, going through it. So something else I was going to tell myself or tell you.
Tell yourself.
I don't know. Okay. First matchup, like we said, tomorrow, Texans at Chiefs. I'm playing everybody in this matchup that I have on my roster that's healthy. This is
Wait. Does that include Sammy Watkins?
Yeah, I'm playing Sammy Watkins if I have him in this.
I'm with you.
This is gonna be a show, bro. This game is gonna be a show. Chiefs are gonna get out to a lead, or even the playoff game last year. Texans got out to a lead. Chiefs come back. It's gonna be wild. I'm starting everybody having this game, even if it's Sammy Watkins.
All right. I have another question that just came in.
From you?
No. Nope.
Okay.
It's a listener.
Okay.
Sammy Watkins or Deshaun Jackson?
I don't believe you. I'm playing Sammy Watkins.
Oh, it's so hard.
I don't know why you love Deshaun Jackson so much.
Man,
let's talk about him here.
He's fixing to go ham.
Let's talk about him here. Eagles at football team. That's so funny to say, football team.
All right. So recap real quick. You're starting everybody.
Everybody I have room to start, yes. If Mecole Hardman's my sixth wide receiver, I'm probably not starting him over my stud wide receivers I have. But if I have Will Fuller and I have a question at flex, I'm starting Will Fuller in my wide receiver position and moving that guy down to my flex. Key. That's what it was. I had another tip. Big brain tip.
Big brain.
Now I forgot what it was. I don't know.
Oh, he's such a big brain.
I don't know what it is.
All right, maybe he'll remember here in a little bit.
Oh. I'm going to tell you right now. Guys, everybody does this. Don't tinker.
Don't be that guy.
Don't take a stinker and tinker with your lineup. Don't be that guy. If you set it and you're like, yes, I'm 100% confident in this, you set it on Friday, you're going to look at it 20 more times before Sunday. I promise.
Do not Ruxin yourself.
Yeah, and then Sunday morning, Saturday night, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know now. Do I move this around? Don't do it. If you're confident in it and you know it's good the first time you set it, then you leave it there unless news pops up, then you change it.
Yeah.
Don't tinker too much and move it around, and then you're going to regret it later. Go with your instincts.
Self-control. Self-control.
That was my fantasy football tip. Important one one right there. Don't tinker.
I like it.
All right. Now let's get back into the matchups here. Like I said, Eagles at Washington football team. You start,
It literally says Eagles at football team.
Yeah, it's we're never gonna get used to that. I hope they give us their new name soon. I really do. I'm starting Deshaun Jackson. I'm starting Carson Wentz. Miles Sanders still has some injury questions. I think he kind of came back and participated in practice today. You're starting your Eagles studs.
You're starting Miles Sanders.
You're starting Miles Sanders if he's healthy, ready to go. Yes. You're starting your Eagles studs. Football team studs. Antonio Gibson. I don't know. The running backs here, I'm probably not messing with these running backs to start week 1. Terry McLaurin, I'm 100% starting if I have him.
Yes, start him, please.
He's going to have Darius Slay on him. That's okay. He'll be fine, I think. The running backs here, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick.
I think if
not week 1. I'm not starting these guys. We don't know how this backfield's going to turn out yet. There's a lot of question marks here.
I don't hate the Antonio Gibson play if you don't have an option.
Yeah, if you don't have an option, but at this point, we have no idea what they're going to do with these running backs.
I agree. I'm a believer that they're going to Antonio Gibson will be used.
Yes.
So I think that he'll catch. I think put the over under at five balls.
I say under 5. They have.
I think he's right at 5. I think he catches right at 5.
I don't know. They got a lot of guys there. We don't know what kind of scheme they're going to run. So it's the only. It's hard to not say the only Redskin you're confident in. The only football team player you're confident in is Terry McLaurin, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're in agreement.
So next one.
You're starting Zach Ertz.
Okay. Yeah, you're starting your Eagles studs. Oh,
are you starting Goddard? Are you putting Goddard? Are you flexing him? Are you starting him?
In this game, if Goddard is your number 1 tight end, I have a league where Dallas Goedert is my number 1 tight end. I'm starting in this game because all the other Eagles wide receivers are hurt, and it's probably a good game to start him in. I probably have to go pick up another tight end after this point, but yeah, I'm okay with that. real quick, we're gonna pick our games too. Who do you think wins? Texans Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs.
I also think Chiefs. Who do you think wins? Eagles or football team?
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay. I also think the Eagles are gonna win that. All right. Here's Dolphins at Patriots.
This one's a little harder.
A little bit. Well, let's. Are you starting anybody on the Dolphins?
I am starting Devontae Parker.
Okay.
And
if he's healthy, he's been having some injury issues.
If you drafted Jazeki and he's your only tight end, you're obviously starting him. Otherwise, I'm probably not gonna start him.
Also, Devontae Parker is gonna have Stephen Gilmore on him.
I'm fine. He burned Stephon last year.
Is he gonna burn him when he's nursing an injury though?
I'm not worried about it.
Hamstring?
I think you're starting. I think you're starting Devontae Parker.
Okay, you're starting Parker if he's good to go. If Jazeki's your only tight end, I mean you have to start him, but I'd be okay with it. A lot of times he's your only guy to go.
Yeah.
Jordan Howard, I'm not starting Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard should not be one of your studs.
If you're in a PPR, I would flirt with starting Breida.
Flirt with it, but I'm not confident in starting either one of these running backs, especially against the Patriots. I know a lot of their guys opted out, but they always have a good defense. They always have a solid defense.
Yep.
Patriots, I'm starting Cam if I don't have somebody like Big Ben, because Cam's Cam Newton. He's gonna fall into the end zone at least once this game, I promise. Yeah.
So you're starting Cam,
Julian Edelman.
Are you starting? Yeah, and I was gonna say, are you starting any other weapons on that offense?
You're starting Edelman. Those are the only players I'm starting on the Patriots. Literally the only two.
Yeah, I'm not touching any of the rest of them
running backs. There's too many running backs to choose from. Not messing with them. Who do you think wins this game? I think the Pats win this game.
If Devontae Parker plays, the Dolphins will win the game.
Brayden's basing that off one time they beat the Patriots and Devontae Parker had a really good game. But okay.
Fitzmagic has beaten the Patriots for every
AFC East team?
Every AFC team.
That's a wild stat right there, boys and girls. Okay. Packers
and he is the starter.
Yeah.
I want to clarify that.
Ryan Fitzmagic is starting the season for the Dolphins. Packers at Vikings. This one has quite a few more studs in it that you're definitely starting.
Yeah. You're starting Kirk Cousins because you drafted him.
I think Kirk Cousins got drafted as a QB2 quite a bit this year. If he's your second quarterback on your team, it kind of depends. If you took a quarterback ahead of Kirk Cousins, it's probably somebody you're starting. Unless it's one of those situations where you got Baker Mayfield and you got Kirk Cousins.
Are you starting Kirk Cousins or Cam?
That is a good. I'm probably starting Cam. I'm starting Cam over Kirk Cousins. Cam gives you the rushing potential.
Yeah, he does.
Rushing quarterbacks win fantasy football games.
The thing is, right there, you know what you're getting with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you do.
That's the only caveat. I may go safe play and take Kirk Cousins. That's a close one. It's a close call,
okay.
But
you're starting Adam Thielen.
100%. Yep.
Dalvin Cook's a little iffy. He hasn't signed a deal yet. If you have him and no news comes out, you're starting Dalvin Cook. Unless they come out and say he's not playing.
I think you're starting Dalvin Cook. Yeah, you're starting Dalvin Cook. I believe he has to play week 1 and then he can sit out. So they're more than likely going to use him.
Yeah. So those are the guys you're starting. Justin Jefferson, Kyle Rudolph. Probably not starting those guys. The rookie Jefferson you got late. He's your 5th wide receiver on your team.
Yeah,
Kyle Rudolph has some competition at tight end this year. I'm not confident in starting one of those guys. Packers. This is something not many people have discussed before. Are you starting Aaron Rodgers? Because I don't think Aaron Rodgers got drafted as a top 12 quarterback this year.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
And Vikings defense is pretty good.
Man, Aaron Rodgers. Assuming that you drafted a better QB, no, I'm not starting Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, if he's your only QB, you're obviously starting him. But if you have other options, I'm gonna go pick up Big Ben. Like I said, my sneaky start.
Yeah.
If Big Ben's on your waiver, for whatever reason he didn't get drafted in a lot of leagues, Go pick him up and start him this week. You should know that he's going to have a good week this week.
I'm with you.
You're starting Devontae Adams every week. He's healthy.
Yep. Starting Aaron Jones.
Okay, you're starting Aaron Jones. There's not really a tight end here you're going to start.
Are you flexing Alan Lazard?
No, not in this game.
Okay.
He's not my first flex option. So I'm not messing with that. Who do you think wins this game?
I'm with you. I think that I think the Vikings win this game.
Man, this is a hard one.
Yeah, I think the Vikings win.
It's at Minnesota. I picked the Vikings. The home.
And then watch Aaron Rodgers come out and torch us for 5 touchdowns.
Home field advantage.
That's
the word I'm looking for.
I say us because we picked the Vikings.
Home field advantage. Vikings there. Colts at Jaguars. Is that how you guys say Jaguars?
Jaguars.
Is it Jaguars or Jaguars or Jaguars? Or yeah, I don't know how many other ways you say it. Who are you starting on the Jaguars this week?
DJ Chark.
DJ Chark.
That's it.
What about Gardner Minshew?
No.
Okay, I'm
probably not starting Gardner.
That's okay with me. Gardner Minshew is one of those guys to watch, but more of a matchup based. Colts defense. I think they're gonna have a pretty good defense this year.
Yeah, I do too.
You're starting DJ Chark. He's a stud.
You drafted him to start him.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Colts here. I feel like you're starting.
Not every. Starting Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, because he's playing the Jaguars.
Yeah. So
he's not your first quarterback on your team. That's one of those Big Ben ones. If Phillip Rivers has a better matchup than your questionable starter quarterback that hasn't done anything in week 1 yet, Phillip Rivers is almost guaranteed to have a good game here. So it's a safe start.
Yeah, so you're starting Phillip Rivers.
You're starting T.Y. You're starting Marlon Mack this game. Jonathan Taylor. Are you starting Jonathan Taylor this game?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Do not do that.
Yeah, I'm not starting Jonathan Taylor. The rookie running back coming in. This may be a blowout game. We don't really know.
I'm adding him to my sits.
Okay, Jonathan Taylor. I am starting. Marlon Mack is the week 1 starter. He has not lost his job. I am starting Marlon Mack this week. He will get work. He will be the starter, and he will produce. You're starting T.Y. Hilton. If you have one of the younger Colts receivers, Paris Campbell. You should have a better flex than Paris Campbell this week. I promise.
Yeah, I would flex somebody else. There's people with more upside.
Who wins this game?
Colts.
And why is it the Jaguars?
It's definitely not the Jaguars.
What if the Jaguars win this game?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
yeah. I'm going with Colts on this one.
But I'm gonna put the percentage pretty high for the Colts.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I got Colts. Bears at Lions. So
the Bears.
I sneaky like the Lions this year.
Me too.
They've been garbage for the last forever.
We're on the Lions train here.
Why are we like this?
Why
did you? This is your fault that I even like the Lions.
I infected you.
This is your fault. You're starting Kenny Galladay. He's got some injury questions, but if he's good to go, you're starting him.
He's fine.
Are you starting Marvin Jones?
Oh,
I would say.
I think you flex him.
Yeah, I would say unless you have a super high upside flex, then you play Marvin Jones.
I'm playing Deshaun over Marvin Jones.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I would play Will Fuller over Marvin Jones.
Yeah,
but if you didn't have if Marvin Jones your third wide receiver, you're playing him. If you don't have a super high upside guy week 1 because we don't know what's going to happen, we don't know anybody's game plan, then Marvin Jones is a safe.
He's going to get
steady
points.
guy that's going to play. Are you starting any of their running backs, including Adrian Peterson?
No. If you nope. I try to talk myself into if you have to start carry on, I feel like you can, but don't do that.
I'm not starting any of the Lions running backs in this game. There's Kerryon Johnson, Adrian Peterson, DeAndre Swift. There's some other guys there, but they brought in Adrian Peterson because they felt like they needed running help. So I'm not messing with these guys. I'm starting Matty Stat, Stepdaddy Matty, Kenny Galladay, and Marvin Jones, who I'm starting on this team. Are you starting TJ Hawkinson? He's a high upside guy.
I'm trying to find a better play, but I feel like you can start him.
Yeah, he's a high upside tight end coming in. Bears. Who you starting on the Bears? We're not starting David Montgomery week 1. We already talked about.
You're starting Tariq Cohen.
Are you? You're starting Tariq Cohen in this game?
Yep. You're starting Tariq Cohen.
So you're flexing Tariq Cohen.
You're not. I mean, unless you don't have the options, he would be a good one. That like if you don't feel comfortable playing somebody on a Thursday night game, and you want to put Tariq Cohen in your starting running back position, I would feel comfortable doing that.
Okay.
Because David Montgomery's out. He's limited.
If David Montgomery plays, I'm not starting Tariq Cohen. If David Montgomery doesn't play, I still probably am not flexing Tariq Cohen.
I'm flexing Cohen in both scenarios.
I almost feel like you should have a better flex than Tariq Cohen week 1. Because they moved Cordero Patterson as much of a joke. He's been a fantasy asset before. They moved him to running back this year. They're essentially using him as a running back. He's been in the running back room. David Montgomery went down. I expect Cordero Patterson to get work. I'm not confident in the Bears' offense at all. I have 0% confidence in them. And I'm starting Allen Robinson. And that's the only player on this team I'm starting.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cohen got 15 to 20 touches this game.
Oh, wow. I would be surprised at that point.
I would not.
Who do you think wins this game?
I think the Lions. I think the Lions win.
Trubisky is starting, by the way.
I think they pull it out.
Mitch Trubisky is starting.
If Nick Foles was starting, I might question it a little more.
I would. I don't think he's much better.
I think he's better.
Have we picked all the games the same? No, you picked the Dolphins. I also picked the Lions to win this game. All right, this next one. Las Vegas Raiders. I had to think about it for a second. Las Vegas Raiders at Carolina Panthers. Who are you starting on the Raiders? So they came out and said, let me get this first. They came out and said the two rookie wide receivers on the team, Henry Ruggs and Bryan Edwards, are listed as starters on this team.
You should not need to start either one of these guys. Okay?
I agree.
But don't be mad at yourself if one of them goes off for 20 points.
Yes.
You cannot blame yourself for that. So I'm sitting them with the expectation that one of them might go off.
Yes. You got both of them late. They are rookies. They shouldn't be higher than your wide receiver 4. They're both going to play. One of them could possibly have a good game. Like I said, I think Bryan Edwards is going to have a great season.
I'm waiting to see how that pecking order turns out.
I think Bryan Edwards is going to have a great season. I am not starting him week 1. I have him in a lot of leagues. I have better options to start week 1. You're starting Josh Jacobs. He's going to be a bell cow for you all year. You're starting Darren Waller. Darren Waller is going to have another good tight end season. He's the pass catcher on that team with the most experience. He proved it last year. If you're going to start a pass catcher on the Raiders week 1, it's going to be Darren Waller.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'm probably not starting Derek Carr.
No, not starting Derek Carr.
Not week 1. What about Panthers? Are you sitting CMC?
I'm not playing CMC.
I am sitting CMC. I'm trading him away. He's garbage.
Yeah, you should trade him for who do I have on my roster?
I'll give you John Brown for CMC right now.
Deal.
Okay. All right. Just kidding. Start CMC. That was a dumb question. Start him every week, no matter who he plays. Even on his bye week, just leave him in there. It's fine. Are you starting DJ Moore?
Yeah, you're starting DJ Moore. If you drafted him, you're starting him.
Yeah, you have to because
100%.
You spent high draft capital on him. Start your studs. That's where that comes into play. And it's not a bad matchup. Raiders aren't a great defense. Who else on this team are you starting? Are you starting Ian Thomas? They're tight end.
I mean, if you have to. I'm not. No, probably not. No.
I'm not either because we don't know what the game plan is going to be here. With the new head coach, Matt Rule, offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. Oh, here's one. Are you starting Robbie Anderson? Flex, high upside flex play. Robbie Anderson with his college coach there.
Nope. I'm not doing it.
I'm probably not either. He's got some high upside, but there's more question marks here than there would be with, say, Will Fuller.
Yep.
So only person I'm starting on the Panthers is CMC and DJ Moore.
Yeah, those are your two workhorses for that offense. Who wins this game? I do think that the Raiders pull it out. I think that Josh Jacobs is probably going to have a field day.
Do you think CMC is going to have a field day?
Yeah, but that's a fair point.
I mean, which running back has a better field day? I'm not a Teddy
I'm
Bridgewater
picking the
guy.
Raiders.
I'll pick the Panthers here. I will. I'll pick the Panthers here. Let's do it. On record. Jets at Buffaloes.
The Buffaloes.
They're just the Bills. Like they're not like they're the Buffalo Bills. I think it's a weird team name. The more I think about it, whatever. We already talked about Le'Veon Bell.
Are you starting him?
In my league, I have to start him.
Yeah.
My only other options are Mark Ingram and Kareem Hunt. And they both play each other though.
I mean,
Kareem Hunt is 100% splitting time with somebody. Le'Veon Bell has the possibility. I have to start Le'Veon Bell in that situation. I like Kareem Hunt. I'm not flexing him this week because I'm starting my studs this week.
You're 100% playing Mark Ingram.
I keep hashing on. Yes, Mark Ingram is playing for me. I know his role. I know what he's gonna get.
Okay. All right.
So
I mean, Nolan's playing him.
I'm starting Le'Veon Bell. He's one of your studs. You drafted him to do this. I'm not starting anybody else on the Jets. Are you starting Chris Herndon?
Yes, I'm starting Chris Herndon.
Against the Bills?
Yes, I will start Chris Herndon against the Bills.
Okay.
There is no other pass catchers.
Are you starting Jamison Crowder? I am not.
If you are in a pinch for whatever reason, you drafted a bunch of these guys and they're questionable now. Yes, in a PPR league, I feel comfortable starting Crowder.
I have Jamison Crowder in the Wayne League. I'm not flexing him this week.
But
I'm not starting. I have better options.
Some unfortunate circumstances for me to want to play him.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. I have some better options. Who on the Bills are you starting?
I am starting.
It's weird because I have to think about who's on the Bills for a second.
Yeah, no.
Josh Allen, John Brown.
You're obviously starting. Yeah, you're starting. The two main guys that pop out are Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. You're starting both those guys.
Yes. Are you starting Devin Singletary?
Yes.
I am not starting.
I think you start Devin Singletary.
See, we differ there. I am not starting Devin Singletary because I think he is on thin ice. I think it takes one bad drive and all right, you're switching out now. So I'm not starting Zach Moss or Devin Singletary week 1.
Yeah, my whole deal is if you drafted Singletary, I don't know. I mean, unless you have Kareem Hunt. I mean, I would play Kareem Hunt over Singletary.
Yeah, I have Singletary. I mean, I'm not playing Singletary. I would play Moss almost over Singletary.
I wouldn't. I would play Singletary.
I might not go that far week 1. I'm not starting the Bills running back this week.
I would, if you have to play Singletary, I'm on board with it.
Okay, but you're starting Josh Allen. He's a top 10 quarterback. You're starting Stephon Diggs. He's kind of one of your stud wires. You might have got him late, but you could start him in your flex. He'd be a good solid. If you're starting Stephon Diggs in your flex, you have some good wide receivers. I think a sneaky flex play is John Brown. Stephon Diggs, the Jets secondary isn't the greatest. They got rid of Jamal Adams. Stephon Diggs is going to pull more coverage. My boy John Brown was a top 20 wide receiver last year. I think Josh Allen's going to come out here and start slinging it and show people, hey, we got Stephon Diggs now. Look what we can do. I think John Brown is a sneaky flex play. I
just checked my phone and it's crazy. All these notifications are coming in for start sits.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Stephon Diggs or Deshaun Jackson.
I will not. No comment. Definitely starting Stephon Diggs over Deshaun Jackson there. Yeah, your phone. You need to turn that off when we start podcasting, Brayden.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry.
You're not starting Cole Beasley here. If you have Cole Beasley, you're not doing that. Who wins this game?
The Bills.
The Buffaloes.
Yep.
Buffalo Bills. All right, this game's a little more tricky here. Browns at Ravens.
Who are you starting on the Browns? Everybody?
I'm not starting Baker. I'm not starting Baker.
I have concerns about Baker. Yeah.
Yes, I'm starting Odell
against the Ravens defense.
You're starting Odell. I almost tinkered and moved Jarvis Landry out of my lineup, but I'm starting Jarvis Landry. You're starting Nick Chubb. You have to start Nick Chubb if you got Nick Chubb.
Yep.
Kareem Hunt, like I just talked about a minute ago. I don't feel comfortable starting him over my two guys that I drafted ahead of him. My two running backs I drafted ahead of him.
Yep.
Kareem Hunt's going to produce this week, not this. He may produce this week. He's going to produce this year. He's going to be a great flex play this year. But week one doesn't fit in my roster.
I think you can play him.
It doesn't fit in my roster. Austin Hooper. I think you can play Austin Hooper.
You drafted him, so you're playing him.
Yeah, I think you can play Austin Hooper. You're not playing David Njoku. Don't do that. We don't know what's going to happen there with two tight ends. Ravens.
You're starting Lamar Jackson. You're starting Marquise Brown.
You're starting Marquise Brown. He had a great week one last year. You're starting Mark Ingram.
Yep.
You're starting Mark Andrews. You're starting all your Ravens.
Who are you not starting?
I'm not starting J.K. Dobbins.
Not starting J.K. Dobbins. All right.
I'm not starting.
Do not start him.
Yeah, I'm not starting any other running back besides Mark Ingram this week. And I'm not starting any other wide receiver that's not Marquise Brown this week. It's just too many questions. You start
Mark Andrews, you're starting.
Yeah, you're starting Mark Andrews 100%. You're starting Mark Andrews almost every game this year.
Yeah. Auto lock.
Who wins this game? You think the Ravens come back with a vengeance?
Man, this is a tough one because apparently I'm a Browns homer.
You like all the ugly teams.
I think the Ravens are going to win this game.
I wouldn't feel bad picking the Browns. I'll pick the Browns. Let's go. Seahawks at Falcons. You're starting everybody you have in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that? You're starting Lockett. You're starting
Yeah.
DK. You're starting Russell. You're starting Chris Carson.
Yeah, you're starting everybody.
I wouldn't be mad if you started Greg Olsen week one.
Yeah,
you're starting Calvin Ridley. You're starting Julio. You're starting Matt Ryan. You're starting Todd Gurley.
If you have somebody in this game, you're right.
Starting Hayden Hurst.
Start him.
Start him in this game. Who wins this game though?
I think the Falcons are going to win this game.
I was gonna pick the Falcons. I'll go.
Just pick the Falcons.
I'll go with the Falcons. You're not starting Josh Gordon. Don't do it. Don't start Josh Gordon.
He's not even.
He's on the Seahawks. You're not starting Josh Gordon.
Not even. I think he's on the pup list.
No. Well, wherever he's at, don't start him. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I'll pick the Falcons as well. Chargers at Bengals.
You're starting Austin Eckler.
Yes, starting Austin Eckler. You're starting Keenan Allen.
Are you playing Mike Williams?
No, I don't think he's ready to go. I don't know if he's ready
if he
to go
plays, are you playing?
If he plays, no, because if he plays, then it's just barely off of injury. So I'm not starting Mike.
Even if he's healthy, I question it.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you there. I think that.
Are you starting Tyrod? Tyrod Taylor.
I think that Tyrod could have a great week one.
Okay.
Brady's
okay starting Tyrod. I don't hate it if you're streaming quarterbacks and you can't get Big Ben and Tyrod's all you got.
I think you can play him. I think he's gonna offer rushing upside. So
okay. Are you starting what's his name? Tight end here. My mind's blank.
Hunter Henry.
You starting you're starting Hunter Henry here.
Yeah.
You're starting your Chargers studs, not your scrubs. You're not starting your scrubs here. You're not starting Justin Jackson here. You're not starting.
Nope.
You're not doing none of that stuff. You're not starting Justin Herbert because he's not playing.
Joe Burrow.
I'm not starting Joe Burrow. I'm not starting Joe Burrow week one against Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram here. No way.
All right.
You're not starting AJ Green.
I'm not.
We talked about it.
AJ Green's an out for me. He's a no-go.
You're starting Joe Mixon.
Yeah, he's the only Bengal that I would be comfortable starting this week.
You're starting Joe Mixon. Tyler Boyd. You starting Tyler Boyd?
No, I don't think so.
I might be okay in a flex Tyler Boyd. I'm not okay with it. But I'm a little iffy about it. Who wins this game?
I think that the Chargers win this game.
Yeah, me too. I was trying to make a case for the Bengals.
If AJ Green plays, I think the Bengals win. But if he does play, he's going to be hobbled. I feel like so.
If AJ Green plays, I still think they lose. So
he's going to play. Actually, AJ Green's going to play. I just don't trust it.
Los Cardinales against Los. Oh, I picked a bad team to do in Spanish. 49ers.
Yeah, you did.
49. All
right, Kyler Murray's a go. DeAndre Hopkins is a go.
Kenyon Drake's a go.
Kenyon Drake's
healthy.
a go.
He's one of your stud running backs. You drafted him.
Christian Kirk. How do you feel about Mr. Kirk?
I think it's I would flex Kirk. I would. I'm not just saying that because I'm a homer.
I feel like he's not a bad
I would flex Kirk or Fitzgerald. I think, people dog on Fitzgerald just because he's older. He has never not produced in an NFL season, and he just gets a bad rap because he's older. But he's a solid flex play as well as Christian Kirk, I believe. It looks like a bad matchup here. 49ers have a great defense, a dominating defense. The Cardinals played them hard last year. The Cardinals almost beat the 49ers last year. They were one of the few teams that matched up well with the 49ers defense. So it's not the worst matchup here with the Cardinals. I'm trying to think if I picked up Big Ben in one of my leagues that I have Kyler in. And I don't think I did. And I'm a big Kyler guy.
I think
you're starting.
You're playing Kyler.
You're starting all your Cardinals in this game. It sounds weird to say. You're starting D-Hop, Drake, and Kyler. Fitzgerald, Kirk. If you don't have it, I'm going to say no to Fitzgerald and Kirk because you probably have a better matchup. You probably have a better matchup somewhere else in your flex.
Yep.
And I would probably do that, honestly.
Agreed.
49ers, you're starting Mostert, like we said.
My start of the week is on this team. Start him.
You're starting Mostert. You're 1,000% starting Kittle.
Yeah.
1,000%.
It's an auto lock.
Are you starting Debo if he plays?
I'm not starting Debo week 1 if he plays.
Okay.
We will reassess week 2.
Okay. Are you starting Garoppolo? He's okay. He's one of those mid-level QBs.
I don't think you're starting him.
Okay. Not starting Garoppolo. Who else on the team? Are you starting Tevin Coleman in your flex? Are you flexing Tevin Coleman?
Probably not. No, I'm not touching Tevin Coleman.
Okay. All right.
And that doesn't mean I feel like you can. Okay. Because
I feel like you can maybe flex Tevin Coleman.
Yes, Raheem Mostert is not going to be the only one that is going to get the rock.
It's true.
So to answer your question, I guess yes, I do. I do feel like you can flex Coleman, but am I happy? I don't think so.
Who wins this game?
The Niners.
Cardinals. That's where I'm sticking to it. The Kyler's going to get him one of them 49er games.
All right, four games left.
We got 4 games left. Buccaneers at Saints, probably one of the biggest games of week 1. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees in the NFC South.
The dinosaurs play each other.
You got the loaded up Bucks versus the loaded down Saints. Let's say it like that. You're starting all your Bucks pass catchers.
Monitor Mike Evans, as we said earlier.
Yes, monitor Mike Evans. Definitely check in on that. I can't even say if he plays, you start him. I'm going to say it. If Mike Evans plays, you're starting him. He's Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
I feel like
there's your answer. You're starting him. He's not one of those guys, Mike Williams. If Mike Williams plays, is he going to be 100% healthy? I know we talked about earlier. If Mike Evans plays, you're starting him. You're starting your Bucks pass catcher. You're starting Gronk.
Tom Brady.
If you have Gronk, you're starting Gronk.
Unfortunately, you shouldn't draft Gronk.
Brayden thinks Gronk is like a 0 rating on Madden, but he is not.
Yeah,
he is still a very big person who is very physical and can catch the ball and fall in the end zone. You're starting Gronk if you have him.
Y'all are going to regret it.
You're starting Tom Brady because you probably drafted Tom Brady too early. So you probably started Tom Brady.
Also true, but
Saints
I would play.
Is gonna be rough.
I don't know. You're probably starting Tom Brady, yeah.
You're starting Drew Brees. You're starting Michael Thomas. You're starting Alvin Kamara. Are you starting Emmanuel Sanders?
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the Emmanuel Sanders play. Yeah, with the flex.
I'm not starting Emmanuel Sanders here. I'm not doing it.
I'm fine with the flex. You can flex him.
And I got to reiterate, you're not starting a Buccaneers running back. Don't do it. Don't touch him.
Latavius Murray. This is.
That's a good question.
I think
I'm going to say no. Not week 1.
I think you might have to wait. Yeah, I'm with you.
We
know he's gonna be involved.
Let's see how much they work him in.
But
I'm not starting him week 1. I'm not starting my backup running back week 1. I'm not doing it.
I do think that he will be involved more than most people think he will. They are trying to finalize a contract with
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara, and I do think that since they're close, they will try to keep Kamara healthy. They're not going to give him the rock and give him the rock and give him the rock. So it's been that way since Mark Ingram was there. The secondary back will be involved.
Yeah, Latavius Murray is going to be involved. We don't know how heavily involved this year. It's a new year. Like we said, I'm not starting week 1. I'm not starting Emmanuel Sanders this week. Who wins this game, though?
All right. Who wins the game?
Who wins this game, though?
I think that the I think the Bucks.
I'm gonna go Saints.
I think the Bucks.
I think the Saints win here.
I think the Bucks are going to win.
Okay. Here's our hometown team, Cowboys at La Rams.
La Rams. I got watch Amari Cooper's status.
Yes,
Michael Gallup.
I'm starting Michael Gallup. He doesn't have to sit
He
doesn't have to sit across from Jalen Ramsey all game.
Okay, if Amari Cooper's ruled out.
If Amari Cooper's ruled out, I'm still playing Michael Gallup. He's 100% healthy.
I agree. I think you can play Michael Gallup no matter what.
I am as much as I have thought about it, I'm playing Amari Cooper. You drafted him to be a stud for you. He's been against tough corners before, and he's showed up. So you're probably playing Amari Cooper, especially if he's good to go. Are you playing Blake Jarwin?
Only if you have to. I don't have a choice in one of my leagues.
I actually have both of these tight ends. I have Higbee and I have Jarwin.
All right, you're playing Higbee, I think.
Yeah, I'm playing Higbee.
All right, so Herndon or Jarwin?
Who did the Jets play? Jets play the Bills. I am playing Jarwin over Herndon.
I'm playing Herndon for sheer volume purposes.
Okay. Are you playing CeeDee Lamb? Are you starting CeeDee Lamb? Some people will start CeeDee Lamb this week.
I don't think so.
First rookie taken off the board.
I think you can. I mean, I just don't. I'm not doing it.
I think if
I would not
anybody
advise it.
I think week 1, if anybody has a sneaky game, it's CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
If anybody has
he
a
could have
sneaky
100
game,
yards
it's
and a
CeeDee Lamb.
touchdown. So
he'd be the sneaky guy because nobody knows what he's gonna do. I feel like that's a good question. I'm thinking about it. Do I start CeeDee Lamb? I don't have him in my leagues.
I think you can.
I think you can start CeeDee Lamb. I think you can flex him.
But I am taking a more reliable vet over CeeDee Lamb.
Yes,
like,
if Marvin Jones or CeeDee Lamb.
Marvin Jones.
Okay, I like that. Marvin Jones or CeeDee Lamb or Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson.
Don't ask me that question ever again. You're playing Dak. You're playing Zeke. Obviously, every week you're playing those guys. Are you playing Tyler Higbee? I think you're playing Tyler.
Yeah,
Higbee.
You drafted him. You're playing him.
You're playing Cooper Kupp. You're playing Robert Woods. Are you playing Jared Goff?
Yeah. I think you play Goff.
Okay, this game might be a shootout as well.
I feel like this game is a shootout, and the Cowboys secondary is not great.
Yeah. So they lost Byron Jones. I'm okay with playing Goff.
I think if you have Goff, play him.
Are you playing?
That's how I feel.
Here you go. Are you playing a Rams running back? I am not. I'm not. There's like 3 of them. I'm not playing. You're not playing Cam Akers. You're not playing Darrell Henderson.
Yeah.
You're not playing Malcolm Brown.
I feel like a lot of people are going to be forced into playing Cam Akers, and I don't love it.
See, I don't feel like you got Cam Akers as your RB2. I feel like you got him later than that. You drafted 2. This is where play your studs comes into play.
Yeah.
You don't start a rookie running back week 1 with no preseason. The coach has come out and said it is going to be a 3-back committee.
Yeah, you should.
You do not start those running backs.
You shouldn't do it.
Yeah, don't start those running backs. Don't do it.
Would you rather play Chris Thompson
or Cam Akers? Yeah, I'd rather play Chris Thompson.
I'd rather play Chris Thompson.
We didn't mention him on the Jags.
So if Chris Thompson's on your waiver wire, you play him.
Yeah, if Cam Akers is your guy that you have to play, go. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, we did skip Chris Thompson.
Well, are you starting Chris Thompson for the Jaguars?
I feel like you are. Yeah. And I might have been. Oh, I did say PPR league. I think.
Maybe flex him, maybe.
Yeah, I think you can flex him.
You're not starting any of the other Jaguars running backs, so. Who wins this game? Cowboys, Rams.
Cowboys.
I'm on the fence. I'll go Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. All right, last two games here. Steelers at Giants. I think you're starting all your Steelers. I feel like
Deontay Johnson.
I feel like you can flex Deontay Johnson here.
Me too.
I feel like I said Big Ben's going to come out and
Yep.
freaking sling that ball, sling that rock all over the park.
You better play James Conner because
Yeah.
you might only get 1 week.
I think he'll stay healthy, but hey, that's another piece of news. Mike Tomlin came out and said James Conner is our bell cow guy. He is our workhorse. Play all.
They're
I'm
all
playing
in
all
on
my
him.
Steelers here.
Mike Tomlin has a history of wanting to use one back.
Yes.
So
I am even playing Eric Ebron here. I feel comfortable playing Eric Ebron.
yeah, I'm fine with
I'm
it.
playing all my Steelers. Who are you playing on the Giants? Saquon?
You're playing Saquon, Daniel Jones.
Are you playing Daniel Jones in this matchup too?
Yeah, I think you are.
I don't think I'm playing Daniel Jones.
Unless you have a better option.
I'm picking up Big Ben on the other side right there.
I think I'd rather.
I'm playing Saquon and Evan Ingram. That might be it. That's all
you're
I'm
definitely playing Evan Ingram, Saquon, and I feel like you can flex Darius Slayton if he plays.
If he plays, I still don't feel like I'm playing Saquon and maybe Evan Ingram. That's all I'm playing on the Giants. Last game right here. Oh, these are Monday night games.
Obviously,
by the way.
Steelers win. I picked
Yeah,
Steelers win.
Steelers win. These are both of these games are Monday night games. Steelers Giants are Monday night. Titans Broncos Monday night. So don't forget to not play these guys in the flex. Titans at Broncos.
Derrick Henry. Are you Tannehill?
Yeah, I'm playing Tannehill. I'm playing Derrick Henry. Playing AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing Jonu Smith?
Playing Jonu.
Okay, Brayden's starting all his Titans here. Broncos. Von Miller's. Oh, we also didn't mention that. We're bad at this. Von Miller tore his Achilles and is out for the season.
I feel so bad, man.
It's not as fantasy relevant except for don't use the Broncos defense.
Except for Derrick Henry is gonna have.
But that's just sad for Von Miller that a great player like that is out. It's terrible. I am
Cortland
not
Sutton.
starting any of my Broncos.
Cortland Sutton.
I'll start Cortland Sutton. I don't have him in any leagues, thankfully, but
I don't either.
I mean, I'd start Cortland Sutton. Are you starting Noah Fant? I feel like you can start Fant.
Yeah.
I'm not starting Drew Luck. I'm not starting. Are you starting Melvin Gordon? Some people are going to
start Melvin Gordon. Yes.
Braden's starting Melvin Gordon.
You're starting Melvin Gordon.
I don't think I'm starting Melvin Gordon.
100,000% you're starting Melvin.
Melvin Gordon or Le'Veon Bell?
Melvin Gordon.
Really?
Yep.
Really? See, I don't know about that. I don't think I'm starting Melvin Gordon right there. I'm not starting Gordon or Lindsey in this game. Who wins?
The Titans.
I think the Titans.
Titans win.
They got Clowney over there. Their defense is going to be good this year. I think the Tennessee Titans come in here and whoop up on the Broncos.
Agreed.
What else you got, Brayden? Go follow us on all our social medias.
Yeah, that's a little longer episode. Our just to give y'all a heads up, we're gonna be going over this. This is gonna be a weekly thing. So just put it on, listen to half of it, and then you have 5 days to listen to it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to listen to it all at once. We're going through all the matchups. We're going through start sits, everything like that. So put it on and let it run.
Listen to our beautiful voices
for 30 minutes, and then on Saturday, do it again.
Send us your lineup questions. If you have these questions, do I start Le'Veon Bell or Melvin Gordon? Send them to us, and we'll give you a split answer on that one. But we'll do our best to answer it, and whichever one of us you like the most, you can take that answer. So,
and if you ask us, after Thursday when we release this, ask us on a social media platform.
Yeah, we
will post your answer. Okay, we will post your answer for you to look at.
We're trying to help you guys out. This is what we like to do. Let us know. Now you get to look at our beautiful faces. We're going to work on – we're doing all this ourselves and learning as we go. So let us know some tips, or let us know how we can make it look better. Let us know whatever you want to know. Let us know what you want to know, and I will know how to make you know what You're asking me.
what you want to know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I am Nolan. That is Brayden. This has been the Fantasy Football Bandwagon Podcast, episode 14, right before the start of football season. this year.
Football!
Peace out, people. Peace out. Hold on. I got to open my thing and close it. Peace out.
All right. Okay. See ya.